One, and we're live. Yes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm practicing my Sammy Davis Jr. Voice this morning. I've got to do a little Sammy Davis Jr. in just a second. We can get that going. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We're back on YouTube live this morning. FYN TV, Fetch Your News, YouTube is back live. They agreed to our terms and conditions because they said we did not meet their terms and conditions. So we just sent them a letter and said, here's ours, and they put us back live. We disputed their claim of our content being offensive. Maybe that's not what they said exactly. Maybe that's not exactly what happened. That reminds me of that meeting where Trump and Dick Durbin, Little Dicky, were in the room and nobody can figure out really what happened. That's what it reminds me. Anyhow, you know, whoa. What kind of candy do you want, folks? That's our top story from the Washington Post. Everything else going on, we have to find out the candy. Who can take the sunshine? Sprinkle it with dew. Cover it with chocolate and a miracle or two. The Candyman, oh yeah. Oh, the Candyman can. The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Yes, baby. Rainbow. Wrap it in a sigh. That's Sammy Davis Jr. Is this racist? So, 'cause I'm white. The Candyman. The Candyman. You remember when Sammy Davis Jr. got that big kiss from Archie Bunker? He made man care 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Folks, in a top story today, we are trying to figure out what kind of Starburst does Donald Trump like? What is his favorite? So we have the Starburst challenge. So put the, there it is. That is the top news for MSNBC and Kevin McCarthy and the Starburst challenge today. Trump, he likes Starburst. Breaking news. Now, here's the thing that proves he's racist. He only likes certain colors. Yes, MSNBC, all the liberal, they're getting day two. Day two out of Trump being a racist. I know you're watching it. CNN, don't change the picture yet, Sam. Stay with it. Try to stay focused. Rose, are you there? Rose knocked my ass out of a chair yesterday in a meeting. I'm going to tell you that story later.
Do not tell people that.
She did.
No,
boom.
she did.
I have pictures. We're having a meeting. There's 4 of us. Next thing you know, I'm knocked in the floor. Who's sitting next to me? Rose. She's smiling, taking pictures. I don't know what happened. We may get the truth out of that meeting. Nobody can get the damn truth out of any meeting anymore. Nobody. David Perdue's lying. Durbin's lying. Trump's lying. Tom Cotton. I'm just trying to keep in sync with people not being able to get the truth. I'm going with, Sam, I'm going to play the role of David Perdue. I'm going with Trump. Rose knocked my ass out of a chair. Okay?
Okay, fine.
You're going with the role of Dick Durbin, and you're saying she didn't do it. That's how it's going, folks. Okay, so day 2, I have pictures. See, Rose won't even chime in. I don't even get a thumbs up or none. She's hiding behind all the monitors because she knows that we can show the evidence of me laid out on the floor and her behind the camera. Hey, good morning, Rose. How are you? Good? Can I get a thumbs up? Use the thumb, please. That's the only finger I want to see.
I was the one behind the camera because I wanted to make sure I had evidence of the fact that you fell out of a chair yesterday.
Okay. Anyhow, folks, the controversy is the Trump Starburst, but we have found out that Trump likes Starburst of certain colors, okay? It's breaking news probably on CNN, and this is probably ties to the reason we know Trump is a racist. Now, Trump had to yell he's not a racist, but the media is really digging deep into this because there's no other breaking stories out there that we could talk about where Doc is concerned. So what are Trump's favorite colors? Okay, what do we have here? Break it to him, Sam. Trump, what is he like?
I assume pink and red because those are everybody's two favorites.
Where's the picture?
Oh gosh, Starburst.
Oh my God! I tried, folks.
That's
I tried.
all the colors. That doesn't tell them what colors are his favorite.
I sent you Trump pink and red.
No.
You don't have a picture that says pink and Trump, red and pink?
No. That's the only picture I have with Starburst and Trump. Oh, I lied. Yes, I do.
Oh, did the people hear you say that? Did the people or just me? Because, folks, I have a piece of my...
The people heard it.
The people heard you come... All right, thank you. Thank you. There's the red and pink right there. It's come down to Trump likes red and pink. Now, here's the big deal, okay? Trump and his boy, Kevin McCarthy, all right? I'm going to get on to some real stuff today, all right? Real stuff. But here it is, okay? Kevin McCarthy relishes role as Trump's fixer, friend, and Candyman, okay? Put the picture of Trump and McCarthy up. President Trump and Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy were alone in the presidential suite on Air Force One, flying east towards Washington in October when President reached for a handful of Starburst. Now, the Washington Post has taken up time to put this in print. You remember, you know, all presidents like something, okay? Ronald Reagan liked jelly beans, right? Okay? Bill Clinton liked Monica Lewinsky, all right? Hey, Trump likes Starburst, only certain colors. So they put this in print. We're alone in the presidential suite in Air Force One, flying east to west in Washington, October, when President reached for a handful of Starburst. These square-shaped candy fruits, if you didn't know what Starburst. See, the Washington Post needs to let, like, maybe the people out in the Hamptons that don't know how to unwrap. They've never unwrapped their own damn Starburst in the world. I mean, if you can't drive an unwrapped Starburst, okay, I'm just saying, all right? So they have their maids or their people. You remember when George Costanza ate a Snickers bar with a fork and knife? You remember? So they're explaining to you these squarely shaped candy fruit chews, okay? For some of those out there. But instead of unwrapping all the treats, the president was careful to pluck out and eat two flavors, cherry and strawberry. McCarthy took notice. I noticed that, Mr. President. So, were there... So, I'm serious. This is serious. This is a Washington Post story. This is something that CNN is doing a story on. This is something that MSNBC is talking about, okay? Because the DACA deal was done until the Candyman, McCarthy, and David Perdue. The media wants you to believe that Trump was ready to cut the deal with Lindsey Graham and Dickie Durbin all by himself. And they said, oh my God, he's alone with the two of them. Rush in. So here is the, you remember Kelly's the chief of staff. You remember Kelly was going to bring calm, and he was going to bring calm to the West Wing. He was going to bring calm to the Oval Office, to the administration. He was going to be the voice of reason. But now we find out, according to the left, that this deal between Dickie Durbin and Lindsey Graham were going down, and Kelly rushed out and said, whoa, Wilbur, hold on. And he said, hey, I need to get Perdue in here. I need to get Cotton in here. I need to get the Candyman somewhere around the Oval Office. I need to get some people pushed into this meeting because Trump's about to cut a deal with Graham and Dickie Durbin. So they rushed right in and saved the day from Trump making this terrible mistake on DACA. In a nick of time, just in a nick of time, they got there. Trump was ready to give it all away. I don't think so, folks. But Chief of Staff John Kelly, okay, is no liberal when it comes to immigration. He knows it firsthand. He knows the border, all right? General John Kelly. Anyhow, but instead unwrapped all the treats, the president carefully plucked out two, cherry and strawberry. McCarthy noticed where they're having a little dessert, and he offered me some. McCarthy recalled in an interview, just red and pink. A bit later, a couple of his aides saw him with those colors and told me those are the president's favorite. Days later, the number 2 Republican in the House, Kevin McCarthy, the Candyman, known for his relentless cultivation of political alliances, brought a plentiful supply of Starburst and asked the staffers to sort through the pile. Now, if Hillary Clinton would have brought in a stack of checks worldwide and asked the staffers to lie and funnel them into accounts that nobody could ever find or trace, if Hillary Clinton would have brought into the State Department 8 cell phones and smashed them into the forbidden zone, if Hillary Clinton would have just never asked any of her staffers to do anything wrong. But this is where they're saying he took your tax money to have people sort Starburst. We're having a little dessert. Later, he relentlessly cultivating political alliances brought a plentiful supply of Starburst and asked the staffers to sort through the pile, placing only those 2 flavors in a jar. McCarthy made sure his name was on the side of the gift, which he delivered to the grinning Trump, according to White House officials. So McCarthy did a little kiss ass, okay? Not just saying. McCarthy did a little kiss ass, and he got the red and pinks, and he stuck them over to the president, and the president smiled. Okay. Now, the reason I led with that, and let me tell you why I led with that. Take McCarthy down, and let me tell you why I led with that. Because, folks, there's a whole list of things that they try to mask over what's really happening in this country. I just thought to myself when I started hearing CNN, and by the way, today I'm not going to say as many. I'm going to make an attempt not to say as many bad words. I mean, Lindsey Graham said it's getting pretty bad when we have to rush to get our kids away from the TV watching the news. They rush them away from the TV to watch the news now because of the foul language. All right. This is a little thing on the Chicks on the Right. I don't know if you ever read Chicks on the Right. I know we're not supposed to say that, right? But it's a website called Chicks on the Right. MSM is outraged that President Trump has 2 favorite Starburst flavors. I'm going to tell you right now, they see him as a racist, and now the colors are, his true colors are coming out. So that being said, let me explain something. MSNBC or CNN, I think I read a report yesterday. CNN said that 138 uses, they use the words S-H-I-T 138 times in broadcast yesterday. 138 is what the count is. The argument is still on day 2 on whether 138 times it was S-H-I-T house or S-H-I-T hole. The foul language in the meeting is what's being brought up. Now let me say something. I'm going to, you better hold on, because I'm about to break the bubble that you live in. There's all kinds of committees, okay? There's all kinds of committees. And there's all kinds of caucus meetings. And there's all kinds of every day, that's all it's full of. In the State House in Georgia, all these meetings are going on. So let's say there's 10 people in 50 meetings up there now. I want to break your bubble and let you know within those meetings, some people are using some pretty rough language, okay? And it's not the President of the United States. There's meetings going on between congressmen. There's a couple foul-mouthed female congressional leaders up there, all right? There's meetings going on all day long, and there's a little bad language. I'm sorry, I did not want to bring that to you. I know the media is shocked and taken back that there may have been some foul language, okay? I think the media is shocked and taken back and has not read the accounts. I don't think Reagan wasn't a foul mouth. Okay, he wasn't a foul. Nixon was a foul mouth, very foul mouth. Clinton has a foul mouth. Okay, Johnson, foul mouth. All right. The list goes on. George W. could say some pretty salty words, all right, if that's what you want to use. So if the media has been outraged for 2 days because they had to hear something. This is the same people that do not know what Starburst, these square, fruity flavored treats, that do not know what a SHIT house is, or they lead you to believe. But those meetings are going on. So I didn't mean to burst your bubble this morning that there's actually foul language taking place. Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We've got a lot to go through. Let's tell people how to find the show. 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, and also chief at FetcherNews.com. And you can follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, at FYNTV. Find our Facebook page like that. Now, I understand, I do know, I did see Gilmer and Fannin County, a 3-hour early release today on schools. So I don't know about the other counties. I'm trying to pay attention to those right now. But pay attention to a lot of the counties because we are expecting a wintry mix, okay, in the North Georgia area this afternoon about 4 o'clock. Some people are estimating a wintry mix, inch of snow or ice or sleet or whatever in the lower elevations, up to 3 or more in higher elevations. So we are expecting a winter storm watch with very cold temperatures here this afternoon. So check out, I do know Gilmer and Fanning is releasing 3 hours early today. What else? Why? I'm going to talk about this at around 9 o'clock. Why was there a dangerous gang member, a dangerous cartel Mexican gang member affiliated with, maybe not from there? Why is that gang member in Fannin County? Why? Passing through when he got stopped. We're going to talk about that a little later, okay? Here's another one. I want you to look at this map because I want to talk to you about something. And there's a reason why I did the little segment on the fruit chews to open the show. Because this is what they feel is important. And then they're going to pull on your heartstrings to tell you about this. We're going to talk about the poor guy in Detroit. They're ripping people away from their families. DACA, we need a clean deal. That's what we're talking about. But how about put up the HQ2. Okay, this is HQ2. I think that's what I named it. Okay. And what this is, and we're going to talk about this later in the show. I want you to pay attention, okay? All right. Amazon is looking to build a second world headquarters, okay? A second world headquarters. It's called HQ2. Pay attention out there. Now, the far left, and don't misunderstand, I'm saying it the exact way, no pun intended. The far left dot up there in Seattle, if you can see on your screen, is orange. Dark orange, almost like a reddish orange, very dark. Because that's Seattle, okay? So the people that are working in HQ1 for Amazon, that is the Amazon headquarters. So they're sitting up there drinking their lattes, got a little cinnamon on the frost on the coffee. They're drinking coffee. They got their umbrellas because it's raining in Seattle, whatever the hell, okay? So they're smoking some weed. I don't know what all they're doing. But keep in mind, that's the headquarters. That's HQ1. So you have all of the other areas are in contention for what's being called HQ2. Atlanta, okay? Because we're going to zero in at 9 o'clock on Atlanta. And Atlanta is fast-paced, and the governor is on board. And I don't know the alleged Republican governor. He alleges to be a Republican, okay? Nathan Deal. You know what? I hope. Oh, God, I can see me getting in trouble. Why am I doing this? Why do I do this? Because I know it's coming. I hope the next governor of Georgia is really a Republican conservative. That's my wish. Okay, that's what I want. That's what I want. All right, early Christmas president, a governor that is actually a Republican conservative. So allegedly, the Republican governor, Nathan Deal, is doing everything he can to land HQ2. Okay? HQ2. This is a big story I'm going to bring to you. It's not Starburst, folks. It's you need to pay attention to what's really happening, not just in Georgia. If you're in Nebraska, Texas, Oklahoma, you know, if you're out there on the wagon trail somewhere out west, you need to pay attention to this. Atlanta, I'm going to tell you what's going on. So he's working hard. We're going to talk about that story a little later in the show. All right. Here is did I send you? I didn't send you so Trump has a new name. Put up Dick Durbin. Okay. Because we know Dickie Durbin could not lie. All right. So Trump sends out a tweet and he says, Senator Dickie Durbin, he's now Dickie, okay? Dickie Durbin totally misrepresented what was said at the DACA meeting. Deals can't get made when there's no trust. Durbin blew DACA and is hurting our military. I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, I want to know from you. Here's what I want to know from you, okay? Is DACA a deal breaker for the budget? Now, let me say this. Let's say this, okay? Let's say this, okay? Now, DACA, which before I come back, okay, DACA, which I had it here just a minute ago. Let's remember what that acronym is for. Consideration of it's deferred action for childhood arrivals. Okay? So, let's say government shutdown. There's two questions I want to know from you. The Democrats are saying now, since Trump is such a racist, and they proved it in this meeting by Dick Durbin, that's what they allege, that the only way Trump, now Chucky Schumer comes out and says the only way Trump can prove to the American people he's not a racist, okay, is if he will pass a clean DACA bill. Now, what they want to talk to you about is a clean DACA bill. Just let's take care of the kids. Let's just get that away. Because God knows, who could go against the kids? So do you agree with the clean DACA bill? What about shutting the government down? If the government shuts down, I think tomorrow they run out of money. If the government shuts down, who will get the blame? Democrats, Republicans, or President Donald Trump? I'm going to tell you both of my opinions on these as soon as we return. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. And guess what? There's a contender. There is someone that has announced to run for office in Fannin County. We're going to talk about that. I was over in White County last night. White County, Cleveland, Georgia. Truett McConnell College. I go everywhere. Take us to break.